Did you know? Commercial airplanes often fly around rather than directly over very tall mountain ranges like the Himalayas due to severe turbulence. The mountain wave effect can create dangerous updrafts, making direct routes risky for pilots and passengers. Havana has incredible brutalist architecture, like the iconic FOC CSA building completed in 1956, which was the tallest concrete building globally at the time. It includes residential apartments, offices, and even a nightclub, all in one striking structure. For the 1956 Melbourne Olympics, the torch wasn't lit in Greece. Instead, it was ignited by the sun's rays using a mirror at the Arctic Circle in Iceland. Pretty cool way to start the games, right? A group of crows is fittingly called a murder. Wild Spanish Mustangs have roamed the outer banks of North Carolina for nearly 500 years, descendants of horses brought by European explorers. They're genetically unique survivors, thriving on islands like Corolla and Shackelford Banks. The papyrus plant was super important for ancient Egyptians, who used it to make everything from paper and sandals to mats and even boats. It totally sustained their written culture and daily life. The ghillie, pseudo-type of camouflage clothing designed to resemble dense foliage, was invented by Scottish gamekeepers in the late 19th century. They used it to blend seamlessly into the terrain while stalking deer. Wombats are the only animal on Earth that produces cube-shaped poop. They use these distinct droppings to mark their territory, ensuring the cubes don't roll away on uneven ground. Alabama played a crucial role in American history as the first state to declare Christmas a legal holiday. This happened way back on January 16, 1836, well before it became a federal holiday. Early gas stations weren't really stations at all, but often repurposed businesses. You'd fill up your car at places like blacksmith shops or pharmacies getting fuel pumped from barrels. China operates the Great Firewall, one of the world's most sophisticated internet censorship systems. It blocks countless foreign websites and services, controlling what over 1 billion people can access online daily. The very first computer mouse was carved out of wood back in the 1960s. Pele scored over 1,000 goals during his legendary professional football career. There are more stars in the universe than there are grains of sand on every beach on Earth. Saffron is the world's most expensive spice, often costing more than its weight in gold. You can visit Iceland and never encounter a single mosquito, which is pretty awesome considering how annoying those little bloodsuckers can be elsewhere. Seriously, Iceland is one of the only places on Earth without any mosquitoes. North Carolina famously boasts 2 distinct barbecue styles. Eastern NCQ uses whole hog with a vinegar pepper sauce, while Lexington style is pork shoulder with a tomato vinegar base. You really have to try both to pick a favorite. Cuba actually developed the world's first therapeutic vaccine for advanced lung cancer, Simovax EGF. It's been studied in the United States since 2015, showing a lot of promise for patients. Archaeologists found evidence of a game similar to bowling, complete with lanes and balls at an ancient Egyptian settlement called Narmalthus. It dates back to around 3200 BCE. Historically, hunting wasn't just about food. Medieval European nobility used elaborate hunts, often involving hundreds of participants, as a way to demonstrate their wealth and social status. These weren't just simple excursions. America's first gold rush actually happened in North Carolina, starting with a 17-pound gold nugget found by a boy in Cabarrus County in 1799. This kicked off nearly 50 years of serious gold mining before California's boom. The Biltmore Estate in Asheville isn't just huge, it's America's largest private residence, spanning 17,896 square feet and still owned by the Vanderbilt descendants. George Vanderbilt's dream house truly is a monumental piece of Gilded Age architecture. The Great Pyramid of Giza held the record for the tallest man-made structure on Earth for an astonishing 3,800 years. This record wasn't broken until Lincoln Cathedral was built in England around 1311 CE. Cairo's Ibn Tulun Mosque, completed in 879 CE, is one of the oldest and largest mosques in Africa built in its original form. Its spiral minaret, inspired by Iraq's Great Mosque of Samarra, is super unique. Due to decades of import restrictions, Cuba is a total time capsule when it comes to cars, and not just American classics. You'll find tons of Soviet-era Lada cars still cruising the streets, kept alive by resourceful mechanics. For a brief period in the 1960s, Egypt actually manufactured its own brand of car called the Ramses. It was a small, 2-door vehicle produced by the Egyptian Light Transport Manufacturing Company. Sea otters hold hands while they sleep so the current doesn't drift them apart. Rhodesian Ridgebacks were originally bred in southern Africa to hunt lions, using their speed and stamina to corner the big cats without attacking. They're famous for the ridge of hair running down their spine. Modern Icelanders can still read ancient Viking sagas with relative ease because the Icelandic language has changed so little over the last 1,000 years. It's like a linguistic time capsule from the medieval times. You can spot what was once the world's largest office chair right in Anniston, Alabama. Built in 1981, this massive furniture piece stands an impressive 33 feet tall and weighs 10 tons. Mysterious brown mountain lights have been seen for centuries near Morganton, NC, glowing in the night sky with no clear explanation. Some say it's swamp gas, but the Cherokee saw them as spirits. The longest recorded bow kill of a deer was made by a hunter using a compound bow from an astonishing 41 yards. This incredible shot highlights the extreme skill and accuracy modern archery hunters can achieve. Icelanders absolutely love ice cream and don't limit it to summer. They consume it year-round, even in freezing winter weather. There's a strong culture of Isbiltour or ice cream drives, no matter the temperature outside. The legendary Muscle Shoals Sound Studio in Alabama birthed hits for everyone from Aretha Franklin to the Rolling Stones. It's truly a rock and roll pilgrimage site, boasting a unique swamper sound heard on countless classics. Montgomery, Alabama wasn't just progressive, it launched the world's first citywide electric streetcar system back in 1886. This innovative lightning route revolutionized urban transportation decades before many major cities. King Tutankhamun's tomb was famously discovered almost entirely intact in 1922 by Howard Carter. It provided an unparalleled glimpse into the immense wealth and burial practices of ancient Egyptian royalty. The University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill was the nation's very first public university, opening its doors to students in 1795. It was the only public university to graduate students in the 18th century. Forget New Orleans for a sec, because Mobile, Alabama actually boasts the oldest organized Mardi Gras celebrations in the United States. Its traditions stretch all the way back to 1703, predating its Louisiana neighbors by decades. A shrimp's heart is located inside its head. Knights during medieval hunts weren't always focused on big game. Sometimes they'd hunt small birds with specialized bird bows. These tiny arrows, often fletched with goose feathers, showed off their precision marksmanship and elaborate courtly displays. Beer was actually illegal in Iceland for 74 years, only becoming legal again on March 1, 1989. To celebrate this long-awaited freedom, Icelanders now observe Beer Day, annually commemorating the end of the dry spell. Those CAPTCHA tests you solve have helped digitize millions of old books. Public swimming pools in Iceland are a huge deal, often acting as warm social hubs because they're heated naturally by geothermal energy. You can literally soak outdoors in toasty waters even during a snowstorm, which is incredibly relaxing. Western Australia is home to Lake Hillier, a striking bubblegum pink lake. Scientists believe its vibrant hue comes from a combination of algae and specific bacteria thriving in its salty waters. The very first state to require license plates wasn't New York but Massachusetts in 1903. Car owners initially had to provide their own plates, often crafted from leather or metal. If you enjoyed these, subscribe for daily facts and catch the shorts too.